It's not about you. It's not about you. You're riding around with tires on the ground, looking for food. The Anchor House Bike Ride is a fabulous opportunity to have fun while doing something very important for people in your community. The ride takes a lot of planning, and there are zillions of details involved in putting the ride together. There is a fabulously dedicated group of people supporting the ride and planning the ride, and to be honest, these people all spend a lot of time worrying about your safety. We've put together this somewhat entertaining video to alert you to a number of things that we would like to communicate to you. When you are on the ride, you are not traveling by yourself. Everything that you do will reflect upon the entire group of people on the ride for Runaways. Indeed, whatever you do reflects on the entire Anchor House charitable organization. It is the duty of the Anchor House ride organizers to do our best to make the ride safe and enjoyable for everyone.
Bicycle fit is important. Straddle the bike, then lift the bike by the handlebar and saddle as far off the ground as comfortably possible. Your road bike should have between 1 and 2 inches of clearance. Comfort is the key. When sitting on the saddle, you should not be stretched or cramped. A professional bicycle mechanic can fit you. They will take into account the saddle height and angle, the saddle position, and the type of saddle. Always do a pre-ride safety check. Check your air pressure before every ride, every day. The suggested air pressure is noted on the tire sidewall. Put your thumb between the lever and the handlebars. Squeeze the lever. Your thumb should not be squeezed. Check your brake pads for wear. 1/8 inch means you probably need to replace them. Make sure the pads are parallel to the side rim. You can verify by squeezing the brakes. Cranks, chains, and the cassette should be in good working order. Chains should never be rusty or dirty. It should turn freely and smoothly. Always check to be sure that your quick release is properly secured and your wheel is firmly attached. Lastly, take a brief, slow ride before setting out on a journey.
From time to time, it may be necessary for someone from the ride to communicate important tips involving safety to you. We sincerely hope that you are able to receive such information elegantly.
How dare you offer helpful hints about my bike riding ability? I don't know if my fragile little ego can take too much more of this.
Just a good old boy, wasn't up to no good. Someday maybe the mountain might get him, but the law never would. Some hazards appear more hazardous than others. Most people are aware that riding in a downpour can be hazardous, but many people may forget about some of the effects of the rain. How do you attack the rain?
I try to not ride on painted areas, try to avoid stripes and things like that because they get slippery. Metal grates, I'll be very careful not to cross metal grates, railroad tracks, things like that.
So no matter how great of a rider you are, if you go over slippery things, you will fall. Trust us, we know. Fog is another hazard, beautiful and elegant, but surprisingly effective in hiding the sound of cars coming from behind you. If you are riding in the fog, it is very important to do whatever you can to increase your visibility. Abandon your fashion sense and wear one of the reflective orange vests when driving your bicycle. The rovers all can attest it makes a huge difference in their ability to see you. We promise you can drop the vest off at a SAG or any of the rovers once the fog burns off.
The interesting thing about fog is you get wet without it actually raining.
Listen to me, people. If someone is standing in front of a hazard and they tell you to stop, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. Idiots on the road. There is no shortage of them. They are arrogant. They are stupid. They come in all shapes and sizes.
Hey, Spokey, get off my road.
Avoid them. Do not invite them. Do not invite them. Here's how to invite idiots to harm the Ride for Runaways. Riding in the middle of the road. Being disrespectful of people. Being disrespectful of property. Please make your repairs off the road. Okay, when an idiot has crossed your path, how do you get rid of them? Do not confront them. Do your best to ignore them. Stay safe. Remember, you are part of a group, and when you invite an idiot to hound the ride, you have made everyone's day worse off.
Always be prepared. Always carry these few items. An ID, a photocopy of your driver's license would do in a pinch. Medical insurance information and any emergency medicine you may need. Money or a cell phone. Tools to fix a flat. And of course, always wear your properly fitted helmet. For longer rides, such as a day on the Anchor House Ride for Runaways, you should also carry tire levers, a patch kit, and a spare tube, a tire pump, Allen wrenches, and 2 water bottles or a filled Camelback.
Hydration, hydration, hydration. You know all about it. Still, it seems to happen too often that a biker on the Anchor House ride suffers from dehydration. Every rover has water. Every sag has water. Heck, even the video guys got the water. Don't be shy about flagging down one of the ride vehicles for water. They are all here to support you. Situational awareness. It is the Zen state of being awake and using your senses. It is noticing that there is a truck coming around the bend. It is hearing the sound of a dog coming from behind. It is a healthy paranoia. It is using the old noggin. It is the healthy state of mind and body that you told yourself you wanted to experience when you started getting all serious about biking. Ride at your own pace. There is no shame in being slow on the Ride for Runaways. There is no shame in falling behind. The biker who rides at his own pace meets many. There is also no shame in being faster and getting in before the heat. Every single mile is just as important as every other mile.
You'd be surprised at how often bikers come up from behind other bikers quickly, and how startling it can be to suddenly find them passing you at high speed. Saying, "on your left," is a courteous way of letting bikers know that you are about to pass them.
On your left.
Thank you.
Saying, "On your left," will let them know that you are there.
On your left.
Thanks.
You need to say it when you pass other bikers,
On your left again.
even if you are passing the same bikers every single day, over and over and over.
On your left again.
Thank you.
Listening to music can take us to places and makes us experience things that we can't experience in any other way. Some music is so powerful that it changes how we experience the world. It can be fun to listen to music when we're doing mundane and repetitive tasks. Unfortunately, riding your bicycle is not really repetitive and not really mundane. It just seems that way sometimes. Your sense of hearing is vitally important to your ability to hear traffic and hear other bikers telling you important things. Wearing headphones while cycling makes you a hazard to anyone riding in front of you, not to mention a hazard to yourself. The wearing of headphones is not allowed on the Ride for Runaways.
Bicycle riding at night is extremely hazardous. If you are wearing dark clothing, it is almost impossible for a motorist to see you. Always wear light-colored clothing. Drivers then will be better able to see you.
On most days, 4 p.m. is the time when it is too late to be out and the remaining bikers are picked up by the rovers. Because most hotels are in towns, it is important to be off the road before rush hour traffic. There are plenty of reasons why you might be swept in, and there is no shame in being swept in. We are a nation of laws. I'm here to enforce the law. You follow the laws. And what that means is that bikers need to follow the laws. A biker is not allowed to violate the laws any more than a car is. And what that means is that cars do not ride side by side down the roadway. And cars do not drive through red lights or stop signs, regardless of the traffic flow. And cars cannot go the wrong way up a one-way street. And cars are required to keep to the right and not wander all over the goddamn highway. And cars are not allowed to cut corners to create a shortcut on the left-hand turn. And cars are not allowed to travel faster than conditions permit. If I see bikers breaking the law, I will stop them. Or I will stop an innocent support crew member and make their lives a living hell.
And above all, never be a show-off. It doesn't pay.
Yes, the Ride for Runaways is a fundraiser, but don't dismiss the power of your pedaling. There are many real individuals who benefit from your work. Some will be cheering for you in person, and some will not be there in person. But every single one of them is blown away by the idea that you are exerting your efforts for them.
Bike safety is important for everyone. As longtime riders, we all need to be aware of new information and be reminded of how to remain safe. It is painfully easy to develop bad cycling habits, and we unfortunately see it happen often, sometimes from ourselves. Please strongly consider taking a bike safety class. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the League of American Bicyclists are two good sources. The League of American Bicyclists has certified instructors who teach comprehensive courses. Material ranges from bicycle parts identification, maintenance basics, and bicycling with traffic, including laws, evasive maneuvers, and issues and concerns you might never even think about. Anchor House participants are among the local league instructors.
Finally, we understand your obsession with biking. We understand and appreciate your incredible generosity toward the kids that Anchor House serves. Sometimes, however, things just don't work out the way we would like them to. And sometimes it might be necessary for you to take a day off. It could be that medical condition that you'd like to ignore, or it could be that part of your bicycle that needs to be replaced and won't arrive for another 48 hours. It could be a hazard, or a flood, or an act of extreme bad luck. But there might be a day that you can't ride. When it happens, we will feel sorry for you. And we will actively champion your good sportsmanship for not giving us grief for telling you that you really shouldn't ride when you shouldn't ride. Remember, it's not about you. It's all about the kids. And who the heck are these kids? Many, many, many kids. All different kinds of kids. If you can think of the most deserving kid you've ever met, the kid who is the most cool and simply wants a fair shake out of life, I guarantee you that a kid just like that has been to Anchor House. I guarantee it. The ride is about them and your willingness to sacrifice for such a child. When you are on the ride for Runaways, we expect you to be a responsible adult and behave in a way that does not put yourself at risk and does not put other bikers at risk. Anything less will require your removal from the ride. Because once again, it's not about you. Some others I've seen, they use gasoline in big things of metal, but I like to pedal through fields that are green. Now nobody else will hear me brag, but I made it all the way to the last sag. But it's not about you, oh wonderful you. It's not about you. We love you, baby. Now go out and ride. Oh wonderful you. It's not about you.
Hey, Pocahontas, get off my road!
And as Freddie always says, ride safe, ride smart.